is the Rangers Journal Night.
Good evening and welcome to your match reaction from the Rangers Journal. I'm Dave Tomo here hosting for our match reaction, and I'm joined tonight by Kevin, who's going to give us some thoughts on the game. Welcome, Kevin. How are you doing? You keeping well, mate?
Not too bad. Feeling ecstatic, to be fair, after how the game ended. Bit nervy towards the end, but it was exciting. I'm in good spirits. How about yourself, mate?
Yeah. No, I'm good, thank you. I think you speak for all Rangers fans where, as a Scots person, we don't make things easy for ourselves, you know, and we were probably sat there in the last 2-3 minutes of injury time thinking, here we go, this is not going to go our way. But so we done our job tonight, and results elsewhere enabled us finish in the top 8 of the Europa League. When we started this campaign, Kevin, did you think that was a realistic goal, or did you think that the playoffs is what we should have been looking at?
To be fair, I think that the playoffs, I think once you actually got the draw games that we ended up getting, I think the top 8 seemed fairly unrealistic. I think even if you look at the top 8 just now, I think we played 5, or we were a part of the 5 out of the 8, the other 4 that we played within our 8 games, they finished in the top 8. So it shows you the massive feat that we've had to be able to get in that top 8 place. I was always confident we were going to get playoffs at least. I think when you look at the new format, which I actually do like, I think it's actually improved the Europa League and the Champions League. I had the belief that we would have got at least into the playoffs, but to get the top 8, no, I definitely wouldn't have expected it, which has made it all the better tonight.
Yeah, and on the game tonight, we've obviously played Union a couple of seasons ago in the Champions League qualifiers. We lost over there, beat them at Ibrox. We were favourites to win tonight. Due to the European squad and injuries, defensively we were down to the bare bones. What did you think of that starting lineup when, you know, Tavernier playing centre back, Leon King at right back? Were you happy with that, or did you think there might be a bit of an issue here?
Do you know what? I had a bit of nervousness just around Leon King. So he's coming in for his first start of the season. Which, to be fair, I thought that I know he only lasted around 10-15 minutes. I actually thought he started the game really well. I actually felt really bad for him when he had to go off. I felt way more nervous when I seen McCausland coming on at right back, if I'm honest. But listen, I think just touching on Tav playing at centre back, I thought Tav was excellent tonight, both at centre back and when he moved into right back. Probably the highlight is when the Jack Butland gets rounded and Tav slides in and blocks it. And I feel that Tav deserved something like that tonight, because I thought he was outstanding defensively, in all fairness.
Yeah, he played obviously second half last week at Old Trafford, and there's people who don't like Tav and probably will never like Tav. But last week at Old Trafford, I thought he was excellent at centre back, and again tonight, I thought he was excellent. You've mentioned there when he cleared it off, well, just before the line when the guy went round Butland. I thought it was absolutely excellent. But in terms of our defensive injuries and people who are available in Europe, I think we're close to calling up, you know, Big Jock in the club deck to come down and put on his boots and play. So as the game sort of progressed, we started fairly well. You know, we were in control, but Egeman up front, he sort of started off on the left, the way we set up, but some of his touches was brilliant, and I really thought Dessers put in another good performance. Do you see that as something going forward? Egeman and Dessers really bearing fruit for us?
I actually do, to be fair. I thought Dundee United really summed it up. I think in terms of the position of Egeman, I think I would definitely prefer him more centrally, though. I think tonight, we would actually have been better off with Bajrami maybe starting out on the left and Igaman in that sort of 10 in behind Dessers. I thought he had some flashes of brilliance, which we've seen since he's come into the team. Some really nice touches, real exciting player to watch. I think he definitely did struggle though out in that left a wee bit. I think this is maybe one of his poorer games, if I could say that. I don't think he necessarily had a bad game tonight, but I thought he maybe just wasn't as involved. Whereas I think if he maybe is that bit more central right in behind, that sort of shadow striker behind Dessers, kind of what he was playing against Dundee United, I think that actually suits him a lot better. But I don't know if it was more so the pace that he maybe wanted out on that left-hand side to maybe come back and help out Jeffrey as well, and maybe that was the thinking around Igaman starting out in that left wing position. But yeah, I think they two playing together, I think it's been a noticeable difference in Desser's performance as well. I think he's actually looked a lot better playing up alongside Igaman, and he's getting a lot more, I suppose, help up there. I think sometimes Dessers was maybe running and pressing and trying to do a lot of it on his own, and he was really struggling. It was actually impacting the rest of his game. Whereas I think actually getting that support up there with Igaman is really helping him.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I mean, I think a lot of us, especially in the group chats, we've said that Dessers with another, you might see another side of his game, and I think we've seen that over the last couple of weeks. So as the game's progressed, I'm going to say we've scored from a corner. The colossal 6'7" that is Raskin, peeling in round the back, getting the header away. Really good goal. There was a bit of wasn't just whipped in, bit of variety, and like I say, we got the 1-0 lead, and we really looked in control then, Kevin. USG then had a goal disallowed, rightly, because the chap was offside. And there's been a lot of talk, obviously, about VAR the last week, with Diomande, but that shows there it works. It works. So, what was your thought in that first half? Were you happy with how we were playing?
Do you know? I thought, no, sorry. Yeah, so I thought we were all right. I don't think we were bad. I know when I was looking at our group chat, I think there was a bit of mixed opinions from the guys, and they were saying that some saying that we had a bad first half, some people saying it was good. I thought it was scrappy, but I don't think that was necessarily a bad thing. I thought we were winning the battles that we had to win. Overall, I thought we were decent enough in the first half. I thought we definitely improved in the second half in terms of creating chances and playing the ball on the deck a lot. I thought we were playing a lot of long balls in the first half, through either Tav or through Proper. But I think overall in the first half, yeah, but we were all right. I thought we were definitely the better team.
Yeah, and we get into the second half, and again, it was a little bit bitty in terms of the possession. We were giving it away cheaply, but we get the second goal, and again, your man Dessers, this is why he frustrates us. Gets the ball near enough the halfway line out wide and drives into the box, sets up Cherney for essentially a tap-in. Cherney is obviously on loan with us. Do you think there's any chance we were able to sign him? Because, in my opinion, he makes a massive difference to how we play.
Yeah, listen, I think in an ideal world it would be great to sign Cherney. I think a lot of it's really going to come down to who we sell, whether that be in this January window or in the summer. Obviously, with some of the rumoured fees around Igaman, I think it'll really come down to how much funds that we raise, whether we then go and spend that budget on Cherney, who's probably going to cost anywhere between 5 to 6 million. Do I think he's worth that? Yes, I absolutely do. Do I think Rangers are going to be in a position to spend it? Because really what you'll be then doing is spending the chunk of our transfer budget at the end of the season on one player. Whereas we can probably all admit, I think there's probably 3 or 4 positions that we need to fill at the moment. And I think from what I've seen from Copland's recruitment so far, although some of us were questioning it probably in the first couple of months of the season, it's starting to pay off. If you look at like Jeffrey, how well he's progressing, if you look at Igaman, Barron obviously had a really good start to the season. We've obviously got links to Lyle Cameron. I've definitely got trust in who we can go and bring in. Coppin touches on it. It's about, can we go and generate enough money off these young players that we're signing, but also having the belief that we can go and sign another one. And I think that, I don't know if that's the approach that Coppin and Rangers might take, rather than going and invest in such a large sum in Czerny. But like I said, unless we go and make a lot from our player trading model come the end of the season, where we've got that bit of flexibility around transfer budget.
Yeah. No. Totally agree. And I say speak some sense there. That needs to be our transfer model going forward. You know, getting these guys in for basically peanuts and then making a profit on them. The game obviously went on. We're looking at other results elsewhere, and it's looking likely. You know, things are happening. But like I say, the Rangers, we don't make things easy. USG get a goal late on to put those sort of panic stations in place. How do you think we sort of ended it and coped with that? I don't want to say onslaught, but USG was certainly pushing. You know, they weren't just going to lie down and roll over. How do you think we cope with that?
Do you know what? I thought we coped all right. I thought the goal was incredibly sloppy that we conceded. I think Butland's... I'm going to say Butland should have saved that, if I'm honest, from that distance, and it was a looping header. I think it was a free header on the box as well, so I think defensively we are weak as anything from set pieces. It's been evident all season, both tonight and also against Dundee United the weekend and many other games this season. I thought in terms of how we coped, it was probably good. I think when you look at a lot of the young boys that came on as well, NCO, Lovelace, I thought you could see the effort they were putting in. They were trying incredibly hard. Everyone was sort of working as a team. It was always going to be nervy 2-1, especially because when we were watching it, we know as it stands, it's top 8. So I think that definitely does add to the anxiety of the situation. But I thought we handled it okay. I think out with the goal, I think after that, although they were trying to put some pressure on us, I don't think they created many massive chances towards the end, like gilt-edged chances. So I thought we coped with it to a good enough standard, to be fair, to get the job done.
So I've just brought up a comment there from Jim Backs. He's saying Dessers or Tav for man of the match. What's your thinking? Who do you think should have got man of the match? I didn't hear who it was on the telly, I've got to be honest. But in your opinion, who was your man of the match, Kevin?
I think for me, Tav. I think if Dessers does bury that chance right at the end to sort of seal the game, I think I would have maybe an edge towards Dessers. I did think he had a good game tonight. But I thought Tav was outstanding. For the amount of stick that Tav's got this season, I thought he was excellent tonight. I can see some people are disagreeing with that in the comments, to be fair, but I thought Tav was excellent tonight. I thought defensively he was solid. I thought he made that, we spoke about it already, the sort of last ditch clearance off the line in the second half when Butland gets rounded. I thought he was good, especially when you look at a player that's playing out of position. Tav is like notoriously known for not being able to defend, and he was in at centre back. And I do think that he actually defends a lot better at centre back than he does at right back. And a lot of that could be down to how reliant on we are of Tav going forward. That's why he does get caught out defensively so much. But I think even in the first half, when you look at him in aerial duels, Tav was winning as well. Small things that you probably got unnoticed. I know Doug, he'll be in the chat, and he's probably got all the stats for Tav tonight, but I thought he was excellent.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. I thought the centre-back pairing, again, Robin Proper, I think he is really coming onto a game. I think he's been excellent in Europe. He's just struggled in the SPL against some of the more physical players, but I even think there he's starting to get to grips with that. So, and again, you just mentioned there about Dessers, the frustration, the goals he's scored in the last couple of weeks, and then that chance he had at the end there to really seal it. That's a frustration with Dessers. So, last sort of thing before we finish, Scotty's made a comment here. Does this ease the pressure on the manager come the end of the season? In my opinion, Kevin, before I ask you, I think we have had an all right season. It's been our away form in the league that has killed us. I think everything else, we're seeing some sort of progress. What's your opinion? Are you a Clement out, or do you see some sort of hope for the rest of the season and going on into the future.
Do you know, we done a piece on this a few weeks on the pod, and I'll probably still stick with the same opinion. I think for Clermont to be sort of given that sort of trust at the end of the season, I think there needs to be a massive improvement in the away form. There's not a problem with our home form. We're excellent. We have been excellent at home. I think we definitely need to see an upturn level of consistency away, which will come from probably playing the two strikers up top. I don't know why it's taken him all season to do it up until Dundee United, where he's done it, and it's maybe because he's been forced into it with injuries. But I think if we can sort out the away form, probably need to go and win the Scottish Cup. I think to finish trophyless would be an issue. And listen, I think when I'm looking at the potential opponents for last 16, it's a real good, strong opportunity we can go into the quarters. So I think if he gets a decent enough run, I'd say getting into the quarters is a good enough run, to be fair, to be classed as a successful campaign for Europe, and then going and picking up a Scottish Cup as well as closing that gap on Celtic. Listen, I think the league is way too out of reach now. But if you can close the gap, make it look a bit more respectable, improve that away form, show that he is able to change it up, then he probably will get the opportunity for next season. But again, if we still see the same levels of inconsistency away from home and we don't pick up any trophies and we go out in the next round, and that'll be remaining on the Clermont out.
Yeah. No, I think that's all fair, Kevin, to be honest. I think this has bought him a little bit of time, and it's at away form in the league. We start winning away from home and keep the results we're having at home as well as in Europe. Things are looking a bit more rosy. So just one more comment here. Got to bring him up. One of our biggest fans, Uri Muncher. Thank you very much. That's really appreciated. I just took my glasses off, so obviously it takes 10 years off me. So thanks, Curry, for noticing. It's much appreciated. And again, thanks for your interaction. So yeah, we're into the last 16. No playoff games. Really positive night, Kevin. Let's hope we can continue that on to Sunday. We're going to wrap up here now because, as I say, this is just a match reaction. Join us again tomorrow for our Friday podcast for a review of the game. And I look forward to our game at the weekend against Ross County. Before we finish, anything you want to say, Kev?
No, just delighted about tonight's result. I've got full confidence that we can go and make the quarter-final, either coming up against FC20, Fenerbahce and Bodo Glimt or Anderlecht. So I do fancy our chances to go and reach the quarters. So full of optimism, and hopefully it's the road to Bilbao this year.
Yeah, let's start being optimistic and let's get those flights and hotels booked. I totally agree with you, Kevin. So thank you for tuning in. If you're not already a subscriber, a fan, get on YouTube, like and subscribe. We've got loads of content, the podcasts, there's scouting reports, loads of stuff there on the YouTube channel. We're on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it. We're on TikTok. Get involved, leave us comments. And again, remember, every night is a Rangers Journal night.